And last but certainly not least, let's take a look at the T10 thermostat. So it says that we're currently following a schedule. The display shows the humidity in the space and the temperature in the space. Right now, though, we're in the off mode. And down here at the bottom, we see a little red. If we click on that, we say we have a notification there. Let's click and see what that is. Low sensors in my battery, or sensor batteries. So that's a good thing to know. So I just put those in. They must have been weak batteries. So let's go back to our main screen. So I'm going to touch here on the mode. And so we have auto. Selects the heat or cool mode based on the indoor temperature. We have heat, we have emergency heat, we have cool. So this is set up as a heat pump. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in the auto mode and say done. And there we can set our temperatures that we want. So right now it says that it is following schedule. I'm going to go done on that. So that would have just been a hold. So if I want to adjust the schedule, go back there. So down here at the bottom, that's going to bring up our main menu. And here we have the ability to go in and change our schedule. We won't go too much into this because I just want to give you an overview of the thermostat, but it's going to go through, you can do grouped days, you can do single days. Right now it's set up under grouped days. We can go look at those options for scheduling. And it will basically walk us through a schedule. Or if we don't want the schedule, and I'm going to go ahead and do this for now, so it's going to be easier to go through and show you how this works. I'm going to disable the schedule. So we can go back in anytime we want to do that. So now when we go look, it's no longer going to say following schedule. So that at this point, it's just going to operate as a standard thermostat. I can click on here and I can take that temperature up or down, and it's just going to stay there where we want it. I'm going to take the cooling down to 73. So 68 and 73, so we can see both set points right here on the screen. And so in this case, it's going to try to cool because I've got the cooling set to 73 and it's 75 degrees in here. And then the heat, if it gets below 68, the heat's going to come on for us. Up here at the top, I have one remote sensor attached to this, and I'm calling it the master bedroom. It's reading a little warm because I've had it in my hands. The other thing you can see, this is the one that was showing that we had a low batteries, and you see that light flashing. So that would also be an indication if you walk by and see that remote sensor with a light flashing, that would be an indication that it is low batteries. So when we talk about priority, we can either go in and we can select which room we want to give priority to. So the living room is what I called this thermostat. And then I said that the remote sensor was in the master bedroom. So we can do selected rooms to give priority to. And when we say give a priority, that means which one is it going to control the temperature. So if we say that we're going to control the temperature in both, so right now, a green square around both of those, that means it's going to take an average. If there were more sensors throughout the house, we would see all of those. But since I just have one sensor in the thermostat, that's all that we see. If I deselect that one and select to where the green is around the master bedroom, then that means that it is only going to use the temperature in the master bedroom to control. Or I can go over here and go back to the living room. Or we can say the active rooms. And so right now it's saying that the master bedroom is active because I have gone in front of this sensor. And so it sees it right now that the temperature that it is controlling to is the master bedroom. So that little green running man next to the temperature tells you that that is the active room. So again, real nice that if you wanted to have multiple sensors throughout the space, and set those to the active rooms, it's going to control where you are. So if you say that, hey, I'm in the kitchen, I want to be warm or I want to be cool, then the thermostat basically will follow you to the room where you are and control the temperature in that space. So I'm going to leave that in the priority set to active rooms and say done. The other things that we have, this thermostat has the ability to control humidity. And so if you have a humidifier in your house, that's hooked to your central heating and cooling system, then you can control the humidifier directly here from your thermostat. And we can go in right now. We have the current indoor humidity is 43%. If I want to change that, I can change that to 50%. That's pretty high, but well, actually it says that's in the comfort level, so not bad there. Under options, let's take a look at that, and we can either turn that humidification on or off. So if we say, I don't really want to use my humidifier right now, we can turn that off altogether. But I'm going to leave it on and turn this up to 50% and say done. So the other options that we have here under our menu screen, so the notifications, we already looked at that. We have a low sensor batteries. Our mode, we can change. Our fan, we can change into that auto on or circulate. We talked about circulate is the ability to run the fan if the system has not come on for a fixed period of time. I'm going to go back here. Our priority, so right now, it's just the same thing that we had back here. What are we going to give? Which room are we going to give priority to? Our schedule says right now it's disabled. Our humidification, we already went in and set that. We can go in and see some things about our systems. We can look at those devices and sensors. So the only two things that we have right now is the living room, which is the thermostat, and the indoor air sensor. And that's that master bedroom, that wireless. Interesting here, I was wondering why it was showing that our indoor humidity was 43% when the thermostat was saying that it was 30 something a while ago. It's because there's also a humidity sensor in the wireless sensor. And so it's also going to control the humidity where you are. And so right now the thermostat, if we go back to our priority and we give priority to the living room, we're going to see that the humidity went back to 36% because it's now using the humidity sensor in the thermostat and not the one in our active room, which is the master bedroom, and we'll see that that goes back to 43%. So again, not only does it control the temperature in the selected prioritized room, but it also controls the humidity. Let's see what else we can do here. Thermostat information is just going to give you the MAC ID. So we talked about in order to connect this to the internet, it's going to ask for the MAC ID. We've got our Wi-Fi. This is where we would connect up to our Wi-Fi. So it's looking for a Wi-Fi right now. If we would turn that on or off, if we decided, hey, we don't want Wi-Fi at all, we can turn that off. If we did want to connect, right here is where we would choose the network and connect to it, just like you were connecting your iPhone or your iPad, no different. Then to connect to the app. So Honeywell has a Honeywell Home app that allows you to control your thermostat remotely. That's where you would do that once you are connected to the Wi-Fi. Under security, that's where we can lock the thermostat and give it a password if we would like to. Under preferences, this talks about what the thermostat's going to look like. So on the display, that's where we can change Fahrenheit, we can change the language, we can change the inactive backlight, and then the clean screen option. So again, that allows us to clean the screen for 30 seconds, gives us 30 seconds to clean the screen without making changes to our thermostat by touching the display. But I'm going to say no to that for right now. Installer options is just for me. That's not really for the homeowner, but that's for the installer to go in and make the initial settings. So a very nice thermostat, an attractive thermostat. The wireless sensors at a whole nother level of control that no one else has. So T10's a very good thermostat.